Tegernseer, De Blauwpage.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. Got one here from Tegernseer. This is the brewery that is based in a place called Tegernseer, which is in Bavaria. And this is their Helle Bock, which they've called De Blauwpage or De Blauwpage. And it is a seasonal beer, being a Bock. And Bock is quite a loose term because it can mean a style of beer, but there are subcategories below that, such as Doppelbock, Winterbock, Maibock, etc., and of course Bock. And then you get the different styles of Bock, or colours of Bock if you like, which are ranging from a very light golden colour, which I think this is, judging by the name Helle. Helle means light or lighter, and you get amber as well, which tends to be the Maibock type, which has got a slight caramel. But the characteristic of Bock beer is that it's quite high in alcohol, being sort of between 6 and 7%. Doppelbock being even higher than that, and then you get Eisbock as well, which is sort of 8.5%. But that's about it. The characteristic of it is big malt, big alcohol, not much hop character in it, so it's more of a sweeter type of malty beer, if you like, seasonal beer. But yeah, I've had a couple from this brewery before. They're really good, and as I say, they're based in Bavaria, so everything conforms to the Reinheitsgebot. Now, speaking of the Reinheitsgebot, I want to do a program about that because there was a lot of misconceptions about the Reinheitsgebot, which I did as well, so I'm not going to lord it over anyone and say, you know, I know more than you, but the Reinheitsgebot is not a guarantee of good beer. And I've found that out to my peril with the Tuchler beer, which was full of what I thought was some type of sulphur type flavour, but it really wasn't good. And you know, there's a big misconception about the Reinheitsgebot, meaning there's no chemicals in the beer, there's no other ingredient. Well, that is true. The only thing you are guaranteed is that there is the 4 ingredients. But as a subscriber rightly pointed out, you can have the same ingredients on 2 different types of beer and it can be completely different. It depends who's brewing it and the quality of the ingredients. So I wanted to do a video about it just to dispel a few myths about it and just to give you a little bit of a history behind it as well. But the main purpose of it will be not to lull you into this false sense of security, which, again, I openly admit that I was guilty of when I first started reviewing beer. I thought Reinheitsgebot immediately equals good beer. But I've found out since that although Bavaria is very good, in fact, it's probably one of the best regions, certainly in Germany, but possibly in the world for brewing beer. The brewers there are really good at what they do. But because they conform to this Reinheitsgebot, it doesn't guarantee good beer. In many cases, you're not guaranteed to, well, almost all cases, you're not guaranteed to have pure ingredients because obviously hops get treated with pesticides, malt gets treated with pesticides, so and you know, the water could be treated with chemically to purify it, etc. So there is chemicals in these beers. It's not, you know, unless it's completely organic, which they're few and far between in Germany, but they do exist. But that is all I really want to go into about the Reinheitsgebot, because I'm going to do a video about it, and it's just to give you, as I say, a bit of a background, a bit of information, and just so as you know what you're dealing with when you see that 1560 purity law. It's become a bit of a marketing gimmick, but that's as far as I'm going to go with this. Anyway, quick bit about the brewery. They're very old. they go back to the 1700s, and they could trace their history back even further. They sort of originated. They originated from a Benedictine monastery, which has been around since 745 AD, and there is rumours of a brewery that was there, or they were brewing alcoholic drinks there since 1050 at least. The documentation on this is quite ambiguous, so they haven't really latched onto that. Some brewers have done that, but they haven't latched onto that. I think they're going with sort of 1675 as being their official year of establishment. But they're quite good. I've tried a couple of their beers. I tried the Pilsner, tried the Helles. They do a special one called Max Joseph that was really nice. And this is their Bock, which I quite like that style. And it's a seasonal beer, so I better try it now. Otherwise I'm not going to be able to try it. So let's get it open and let's see what's going on. Before we get it open, I'll just give you a quick rundown on what this is. It is a Bock beer, as I just said. It's 6.8%. It's a 330ml bottle. It's called the Blue Page. I don't know why it's called the Blue Page, but what they mean by a blue page, it's what I can gather, it's some sort of blue page boy, or page boy dressed in blue. There's the cap. What's that with autofocus? It's doing its job. I'm not complaining. Look at that. I don't have to fuck about with it. Brilliant. Anyway, let's get it home. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, keep an eye out for that video about the Reinheitsgebot Bock. I don't know whether this is going to go up first or whether the video is going to go up first, but we shall see. There you go. I'll whack that in the ye olde glass. Get this into this glass. I'm just going to use a small Pilsner glass. It's only a 330ml. 330ml bottle, so no point in breaking out a big glass. Quite nice, very sweet. Sweet malt, honey type aromas. Slight sulphur. You do tend to find that in a lot of these Bavarian beers. Sometimes, as I say, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Not bad, but it's mostly about the malt. That's all I'm getting. Malt, a little bit of lemon citrus on there. Smells reasonably good. Let's get the rest of it in the glass. There it is. It's quite a nice golden straw colour. One finger white foamy head. Let's see if I can get a little bit more of a head on that. It's 6.8%, so it's probably not going to last long, that head. Let's get it down the hatch before it completely disappears. Prost, as they say in Germany. Not bad. Not bad. I am getting that sweet malt bread dough type character that you do get on a lot of Bavarian light beers or Helleses, and that's the dominating flavour. But there is a bit of honey sweetness on that as well, which I'm assuming is coming from the yeast. Some lemon citrus. But there is a little bit of spicy hop character on this, which is a bit unusual for a Maibock. Sorry, a Bock. This is not a Maibock, this is just a Bock. Normally it's all about the malt with this, but there is a little bit of the hop character on there as well. And no trace of ethanol, which is good. At 6.8%, you're going into that territory where you do get a little bit of spirit alcohol in some of the beers, but not with this, which is good. It's not bad. It's quite grainy, cracker bread, dough type finish on there. There is a sweetness from the yeast, a honey type sweetness, but yeah, as I say, there's that sulphur, black pepper type finish, which gives it a subtle bitterness on the finish. But all in all, I have to say, that is not bad at all. So what is the verdict on the blue page, or Der Blau page? It's not bad. I quite like it. Bock is a bit of a broad church, as I mentioned in the opening section on this video. This one, it tastes a bit like a Helles, to be honest. Now, as I mentioned, Bock beer is usually quite malt heavy. That is, but I'm still getting a little bit of the hop character on the finish. But, you know, at the end of the day, what does it taste like? It tastes good, and I like it. Is it the best beer from Bavaria that I've tasted? No, I don't think it is, but it's still nice, and it's certainly one that I would drink again. However, the price is, I think that's $3.29. Yeah, I think you can pick it up for $3.29. Actually, I have here. Where are we? Did I get it from? Yeah, I did. Oh no, I tell a lie. I tell big fat whopping lies here. That's $2.75. Now that ain't too bad, I think. You will get charged a lot more for certain lagers from various brewers in this country, and especially the craft brewers who do lager. Now, I'm not knocking them. I've tried some of them. Some of them are really good, actually. They don't know what they're doing. The Thornbridge stuff, fucking hell. I think is it the Luca or Lucas or something? I think that's a lager. That's their lager. I paid a lot more than I should have done for it, and it was very fucking bang average. And that's why I've got a bit of a downer on certain craft brewers doing lager. And don't get me started on the Cloudwater stuff, the Cloudwater Pilsner. But anyway, this is neither the time nor the place. We're talking about this stuff. This is good. I do like it. I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. And the reason I'm not going to give it more is there is better Bock beer out there. Certainly this stuff. Where are we? The Greif Bock. I really like that. That was a good one. The other one I quite liked was the Iinga Maibock. And, you know, there are certain fest beers that are Bocks which are nice as well. I'm going to mention the Hacker-Pschorr Superior Fest beer, which in my opinion, I think was the best fest beer that I've tried. Now, I'm really muddying the waters here with these styles because a lot of them are interchangeable. Fest beer, Bock, Maibock, you know, you could argue they're of the same ilk. They're all higher alcohol content, malty beers that are bottom fermented. But the Superior Fest beer, I mean, when they say superior, they're not joking. It really was good. So I'm sort of using that as a yardstick, and this, I don't think it's as good, but it's not bad. I mean, I'm being really critical here, but I always am with the Bavarian stuff because it's such a high benchmark from all them brewers. I was looking today, actually, you know, Franconia in the region. That is people think it's Munich is the centre of Bavarian brewing, but it's not. It's Franconia. There's over 200 brewers there. Now, you've got to be on your game, and that's why it's so good. It's the competition is so big there, and that's why they're at the top of their tree of what they do. But there you go. Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to recommend it. It's not a bad price, £2.75. and it's a little bit stronger than your average Helles, and certainly from what I've tasted so far, I'm not going to say it's better than all the craft brewed Helleses that I've tried, but you know, this lot just get it right. And remember, beer is working class champagne.